starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Evening.
Good evening,
Hey everybody, how you doing?
We are live on Facebook and YouTube. Welcome to this week's Movie Chats. Hope you've all had a good week. I'm Steve, and this is Little Steve. Well, you know that anyway. How's your week been, mate? You all right?
Yeah, it's not been too bad. It's been a bit busy because, like I say, we've got a little container thing for putting stuff in when we move. So I've been doing all that most of the week.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously, I managed to spend a bit of time picking up some bits, so I've got some good bits this week. But other than that, it goes really quickly. I think that's probably my thingy for this week. It's gone quick.
7 days doesn't seem like 7 days anymore, does it? You know, it's not quite like the Craig David song either.
Hey Rich, hey Tori, hey Chris, hey Joanne. Thank you for joining us. Yeah, this is it. It's gone very quick, hasn't it?
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
But I did get my homework in, which is amazing.
Yes. How was Love Actually?
Ha ha! Funny. No, my actual homework for this week I got in. I was very proud of myself because I think I watched it on must have been Sunday night or Monday. I was like, I'm still ahead of the curve.
You watched it before me because we only watched it this afternoon. Lana did say to me this afternoon, what was the homework? And I was like, right, yes, good point, let's watch it. So, yeah, we'll discuss that later on. It's been a bit of an eventful week this week. It's had its ups and its downs, and it's had its little scares. But, yeah, 7 days goes quite quick.
I wasn't lying, though, was I? Look, I do actually have extra shelves there full of stuff that I've been telling people for weeks do exist. It was nice to see some of the Blu-rays I'd not seen in about 6 months. So,
yeah,
ready for it.
Right.
How's everybody been this week?
Who've we got? And we've got Tori, Rich, Joanne, Chris, and Belle. Yeah, that's it.
No, it's not tidy, Tori. This is the camera. It's camera trickery at the minute. That's what that is. All I've done is put everything from there to said container.
Yeah, he's just moved his crap from one corner to the other, Tori. Don't be...
Do you know what worried me, though? I was on the second run of stuff, and I said to you, I've got so many DVDs and so many CDs, it's embarrassing. But I got there, and bear in mind, I'd asked this woman when I got there, because Lou had sorted it out. I was like, where is this unit? And she's like, oh, no, it's just upstairs. I was like, right. I was like, is there a lift? She was like, no. It's broken, so you're going to have to cart things up and down the stairs. I'm like, right, brilliant. The second time I went with, this trolley full of stuff, and she went, are you going to fit all that in there? And I was like, oh, yes, I am. And literally, I've Tetrised it. So I've still got loads of room left, but I've literally Tetrised it from the floor to the ceiling.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. I thought that's a vote of confidence, isn't it? The second thing this woman said to me is, are you going to fit it all in there, love?
Well,
I'm like...
it's a smaller service area than Chris's broom cupboard in the last house, isn't it?
Honestly. Well, that was the thing, wasn't it? Going to Chris's was great, but it was amazing to see just how small that room was. Literally, so it was a broom cupboard, really.
Mm-hmm.
I think Philip Schofield was in something a bit bigger than that back in the day.
Right, we are 5 minutes in. People are starting to join us. Shall we discuss the homework, sir? Shall we jump into the homework?
Yeah, definitely.
Right, so This week's homework was a film called The Good Liar. I've not heard anything about it or anything. It was recommended, I think, by Tori last week.
Yeah, I think it was Tori.
It's available on Amazon Prime at the moment. Like I say, we watched it this afternoon, so we know it's still there. I'm going to put the spoiler alert out right now. We can't talk about this without giving the plot and how it ends away. So if you are planning on watching it, please watch it. If not, don't shout at us for spoiler alerts. I really enjoyed it.
100%. It was a great film.
I thought the first 40 minutes was a bit. This is quite a simple plot. He's an older con man, but I didn't know who he was conning first. The two guys or the Russians, and so it was nice to see that con sort of play out a little bit. Brilliant. I just loved that. And then the twist at the end, I thought, it plays along that he's now found his next mark in this old woman.
Yeah.
And, the same con's going along. And just as you think it's going to be plain sailing, you knew she was taking that tablet out of his bag. You knew it was going to happen.
But the thing is that I don't think like after about 15 minutes, you're thinking, I know where this is going. And then as the movie progressed on, you're sort of thinking, I really hope it isn't going that way, but I'm pretty sure this is where it's going. And in between all that, they've thrown a couple of little curveballs in there, but they make sense. This whole story from start to finish makes sense. There's no sort of, I'm not sure, that didn't work, whatever. But when you get to that back end, I think even though you've had that many twists and turns, the result of what happens is the best outcome. But it's also, it does throw you a bit, some of it.
I was not expecting that.
No.
I was not expecting that. The bit where she was talking about him putting, should I keep some money back or shouldn't I keep money back and stuff like that. And then he goes out and goes, well, you know what? I'm all in. I'm going to put my 3 million in, and that's that.
Yeah.
And then she goes, right, well, I'm in. And you could see something wasn't quite right with her then.
Yeah.
And then when he's packing all his stuff and whatever, and I thought she was conning him at the same time, but we just didn't see that. But
yeah.
I did not expect that whole German twist for that last 20 minutes, half an hour.
See, at the start of the movie, I'm thinking, I mean, they set it up like there's a couple of things on this online dating, because they meet online dating, don't they?
Yeah.
There's a couple of things on there where they're let's say they're fibbing about stuff. So you're thinking, right, okay, so this is going to be about them two getting together, because I didn't really look at what sort of genre it was. And, watching it with Helen Mirren and Ian McKellen in, it's like, well, it's going to be a good film because those two are great actors.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, that's the first time they've acted together that's not been on Broadway. So, but as I was saying before to you, he's 80 years old and she's 73. So you're thinking sort of, okay, so this is part of a love film. It's going to be, them two getting together in the twilight years, whatever. And then it hits you with him walking into Stringfellows or wherever it is, that thing. And
I thought that was brilliant. That just coming out with oh, by the way, my name's not Bryn, it's Roy. Oh, by the way, I'm not Elise.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm Betty. Oh, and I'm going off to a strip club now. I'll see you later. And then that's where you jump into the con man side of the story.
And then you're sort of thinking, well, that's going to be the angle, because that is his dark secret is that he's a con man and that he's conning the Russians or whoever it is, and then it flips onto that as well. I just thought the thing is it's based on a book that came out in 2015, which was actually a debut for the author. But I think it was such a good film. It wasn't too long, it wasn't too short, but it explained everything in a way that it made sense. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you have mentioned a couple there, Tori, that we've enjoyed. In the Name of the Father, I
Hey,
think
Joe.
was another one.
And Jilly, Dave, how you doing, guys?
Yeah, I think you recommended In the Name of the Father to Lana once, and we actually bought a copy of that on DVD, and that was really really good.
No, I'm going to order The Good Lie because I mean it came out in 2019, so
Yeah.
it's been about. But I'm going to order it to put it to my collection. But it's such a cracking. They both had amazing performances in that movie.
hmm
I don't
So
even the grandson. He was quite a strong character as well.
yeah, which is unusual because I've only ever seen him in the Job Lot
Yeah,
because he was in that job center thing, wasn't he?
yeah. That's a
And
good. That's a good program. That is funny.
yeah, and then I do quite like the twist that well, he's not actually my grandson, but he's my grandson's boyfriend, and he was the one that was driving the silver car and the Audi and stuff like that. I thought that was
Yeah,
quite good. How
there's definitely a lot of payoff with this movie. That's what I would say. I think
yeah,
if you invest the time to watch, it's only about 2 hours long in it. It's not a massively long
yeah.
thing, but I think the payoff of the movie, you do get that sense of fulfillment, even though you sort of semi knew what was going on for the majority of the time. So it's definitely worth it. Hey Shabba, hope you well.
So last week I watched. Hi Tam, hi Belle. I watched The Last Dragon.
Oh yes, you did. Yes.
Yes, and your copy of the DVD arrived on Friday, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I've not had a chance to watch that yet.
You've not watched it.
No, I've not watched it yet. I am going to watch it, but I was more interested in getting up to date with what we had. But like I say, with all our respects, I've spent like 3 of my 4 days off running around sorting this lot out, and then
And that's not my problem that you decided.
Oh, it's just I'm just telling you the way it is, mate.
You know, you've got commitments. You've got commitments to the channel.
I see. Hey,
I
monkeys,
suggest
how you doing, mate?
wait.
I will do. I'll try my very best.
No, so if you haven't watched the Good Liar yet, go and watch that. I was pleasantly surprised with the film. I did enjoy it. As you know, I'm not one for big collections or anything like that, so it's not one I pick up if I see. But like say, Steve said
I'm definitely picking that up.
Yeah, and it's on Amazon Prime at the moment, and it's free to watch. So
I'd probably watch it again. You know, based on the fact of although I know what happens, it's good to watch them things and not have to sort of try and keep up with it.
Yeah,
you know, and see if there's anything you miss. Because like, what at first, one of the questions I had was when they get to Berlin, is Berlin, isn't it?
yes.
And she disappears off, and you see her at these gates, and then she comes back, and she's got all blood on her hands where she said she'd fell over. And it was like, what's she doing there? Why is she there? She was only supposed to be sightseeing, and obviously this was sort of that. Probably cat and mouse would probably be the direct thing to say around her brother, nephew or whatever it was, calling out Ian McKellen's character on it, Roy.
Yeah.
You know, so you sort of focused on that, and you sort of forget about what had just happened to her. I think that's very clever.
It's definitely a film to watch. It's not a mind bender in the way of something like Memento or something like that, where you've got to remember everything that's been going
on. It's a mystery, isn't it? It's mystery.
It is a straightforward, easy watching film that is going to take you on a couple of twists and turns. But I would recommend watching it. And here's me brew. The tea lady.
You know what? The best part about it, and I've said this for a while now, but the best part about this film is there's an actual ending. Yeah. It's not one of those where they're that clever that they've given you an open-ended thing, and you're thinking, well, what happens next? What does that mean?
No, you know, because she says in the film, doesn't she? I've done things that I didn't think I'd do. I've got secrets between me, the devil, and the dead.
Yeah.
And then when the girls are playing in the lake,
yeah,
she does shout over to them, be careful, that lake's deeper than you think.
Yeah.
So it makes me wonder what she's buried in the lake in the 60 years of between
But
her getting.
it's not just ended. Do you know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? It's not one of those where it's like, cutscene, that's it, end up. And you're like, oh, hang on a second. It at least gives you the satisfaction of explaining the story to a point.
Yeah, but it does just leave it on that on that little note where what else has she done in that 60 years while
Yeah.
she's planning this revenge?
Yeah.
After everything she's told him he went through 5-10 minutes earlier.
Yeah.
She did. She thought the same as me, to be honest with you, Tori. Did the first 30-40 minutes was a bit of a slow burner, but then you start getting into the nooks and crannies of it all. And yeah, she really did enjoy it.
Yeah, but it's not 30 or 40 minutes that you would go, oh, I'll tell you what, I've lost time on that.
No,
you know,
it's
you
not,
do enjoy those 30
not
40 minutes. It's just,
it's not that at all. It's a very well structured build up
structured, probably,
to what's coming up, and you start seeing his plan forming, and you start seeing how she reacts to him and stuff like that, and you know, and the build up to it all. It is quite well structured, but it's not.
Two lovely ladies in the chat, Tori and Gillia, both said that they like movies that make you think. I think that's probably one of my favourite genres, to be fair. It's very rare you come across them though these days, as a lot of them are a bit over the top with no payoff at the end.
So there we go, ladies and gents. I'd say go and watch it. Not now, because you're watching us. Watch it later.
Would you put in a sort of a category of like an Agatha Christie sort of thing? So like that, where you literally, you know there's a mystery, but you need to try and work it out, but it's not massively complicated that leaves you unsatisfied at the end of it.
I don't know where you'd put that, to be perfectly honest. But yeah, you probably would put it in that sort of.
No, sorry. Like I say, it's definitely worth watching. Definitely worth watching. You won't be disappointed on that one.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, go and watch A Good Liar. Okay, right. I tell you what, these year for reviews have been blowing my mind the last couple of weeks. We have had so many hard ones to do. This week, the Wheel of Doom selected the year 2000. So as you can see by the title of the show, the century started off pretty well. But between the last couple of weeks, I've really struggled with the top five, and Steve and I have talked a few times off camera about the year 2000 and about a couple of the years that we've done here. And it's interesting that we can't come to an agreement what was the best films in that year either. So I'll be interested to see your comments in the chat, please, before we jump into this, about what you think was the best films out of 2000, the year 2000. Stevie, would you like to jump into your top five or your top 10? Because
we're going to go with top 10 because this was too much. By far, it was such a big year. Definitely a big year. So, okay. So I'm going to go with some honourable mentions first. I've got X-Men, American Psycho, Pay It Forward, and Legend of Bag of Ants, which was a surprise to me because that was a Will Smith movie that I quite enjoyed.
Isn't he?
What's that?
Golf caddy. Is he the
yes,
golf caddy?
Yeah. I quite enjoyed it. So I'll go with, and this really isn't in order, but I'll go with it. I'll go with number 10, Snatch. Great movie.
Yeah.
Number 9, Family Man with Nicolas Cage.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that one. Number 8, Final Destination.
Okay.
I don't think I'd seen anything like that at the time. Number 7, again, this goes back to sort of enjoying them more when I was younger than obviously now. Number 7, The Beach. I thought that was a great film. Number 6, Me, Myself and Irene.
Okay.
Number 5, Unbreakable.
Yeah.
Number 4, one of the best car films. I love it absolutely. Gone in 60 Seconds.
With Eleanor. Yeah.
Yep, with Eleanor, which I've got a big picture of up there, and you will see it one day. Number 3, Gladiator.
Yeah.
Number 2, Kevin and Perry Go Large.
Yeah.
And number 1, and it's got to be number 1, there's only one Jimmy Grimble.
See, you never mentioned Men of Honor.
Yep, I know. And to be fair, that would definitely be an honourable mention, because Carl Bashir it's just the fact that guy is achieved so much.
God damn, look at you when we put to this line.
Yeah. Yeah, I want my 15 steps or whatever it is. It is one that I've missed off, to be fair. But I would say it is one of my favourite films by a long shot. Just because it's one of those where, like, after a movie, I'll start looking into them, especially if it's inspired by true stories.
Yeah.
You know, and that guy was.
We've got a gate crasher.
That guy was such
She's come to say hello.
Such an amazing guy, and what he achieved as being the first black diver, and then the first black diver, amputee, wasn't it, really?
Yeah.
As a diver. And he continued on. Hey there, Dave. He continued on for years to come as well, as a diver, didn't he?
Yeah. So I'll show you my list. So let me hide that, because that's the answers.
The answers?
Yeah, that's the answers from the questions later. So the top corner, that side is my top 5, but the other side of the picture are the films that I couldn't quite fit into my top 5 that I want to talk about for this year.
But you said to me, "Oh, if you can't fit in the top 5, we'll do a top 10," and then you've done a top 5.
I've got
communication on here is shocking.
I've got a top 20.
Sexy Beast in Battle Royale, yeah.
Right. So, top 5 in no particular order will be Hollow Man, Kevin Bacon, Gladiator, Erin Brockovich,
That's horror.
Snatch, and Remember the Titans. Which
again, another one. Remember the Titans.
Denzel Washington with the American football team. That's an absolutely outstanding film. Go and watch it, based on true stories. Again, what they've done is that they've changed certain characters, obviously, to make the film better. But you get the gist of what's going on. So I've got in my mentions, I've got Space Cowboys.
Yeah,
that's Tommy Lee Jones and Clint Eastwood and David Sutherland.
Oh, Keith Sutherland. Sutherland.
The older one, Donald Sutherland, yeah. When they go up to space to fix the satellite.
Yeah.
Vertical Limit, Men of Honor, The Patriot, Memento, The Perfect Storm, Castaway, Gone in 60 Seconds, The Whole 9 Yards, and of course Kevin and Perry.
The Whole 9 Yards was a funny film. But Kevin and Perry stood the test of time, mate. That's still funny today. You know what I mean? That's why that got into my top 10, because I enjoyed it at the time, and to be fair, I could watch it now.
Yeah,
I have no qualms about watching that movie. It's funny.
So as you can see from some of the films that I do suggest, I quite like the period, like war films. So The Patriot gets in there for me. The War of Independence, Mel Gibson, Heath Ledger, what's his name? Jeremy. It's not Jeremy Isaac. Who's the other fella? The one from Star Trek Discovery. Anyway, he's in it. That's a really good. That's a really good film as well. The Perfect Storm. I like The Perfect Storm. It's a bit of a heartstring puller.
Yeah.
When you know that the spoiler alert, if you've not seen The Perfect Storm, they die. But watch it. It's worth a good watch. Memento. I loved watching Memento the first time around. That film just blew my mind. The worst part about it is now is that because I've watched it so many times, there's no surprise to it all now. You know what all the rules are. You know what the tattoos are.
I've got a few more to chuck at you. You ready? Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
Yeah.
Visuals on that were stunning. Right, here's one that maybe not everyone's seen, but The Cell with Jennifer Lopez.
Mm-hmm.
That was a bizarre movie. Bedazzled. Bedazzled.
Is that the Liz Hurley one?
Mm-hmm.
Where she's the devil?
Yeah. It was on the other week, actually. I still enjoyed it. He's funny in it. What's he called? Brandon Fraser, is it?
Yeah.
Romeo Must Die.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if everyone's going to see this, but this was a proper teen movie at the time. The Skulls.
The Skulls.
It was about the fraternity, the kids in the fraternity.
I don't think I've ever seen that.
And there's another one that I enjoy, which is a bit of a guilty pleasure, which is called Down to You. That's a romantic comedy sort of thing. And one more, Road Trip.
See, I love Road Trip. I just think that scene where he's dancing to It's Tricky, where he's in the fraternity house. I just think that's just brilliant.
It was such a strong year. 2000, they smashed it.
What's he saying here? Memento. Also, who does he have to remember, Big Steve? Oh, he's talking about Memento. What's the name of the person?
Haha.
No, it'll come to me throughout the show. I'm sure.
Somewhere down the line, you're just going to randomly spurt it out.
Just shout a name out at you. Yeah. No, I think I'm really enjoying our setup with the wheel. Because it's making me go back and remember films and watch films. Jeremy Irons. That's it. No, it's not Jeremy Irons. Jeremy Irons is Scar from Lion King and stuff, isn't he?
I don't know. I'll have to check on that one. I don't think so.
Jeremy Irons, was he the one that was Scar in The Lion King in Die Hard?
Jeremy Irons is the guy from
Die Hard with a Vengeance. Wasn't he Simon?
Die Hard with a Vengeance, yeah. That's Jeremy Irons. Hey, Sarah, thanks for joining. That's Jeremy Irons.
Yeah.
There might be somebody else then. But yeah, like you say, he's sort of bringing some of the movies that you may have not watched for a while back to the forefront, doesn't it?
Yeah, and it is a case of me going and actually watching these films as well. It's not just a case of remembering watching them. I am taking the time to actually go and watch some of these back. And Lana says, "Oh, you're watching this one for the 400th time." And it's, well, I've not watched it in a couple of years. But yeah, you're right. It probably is about 400th time. She says that now because I've started watching Star Trek: The Next Generation again from the beginning this week. That was because I was talking to me tattoo artist about getting data on my arm. So Star Trek again. Highest grossing actors of 2000.
Oh my lord. That would be a tough one. Let's have a look. See, I would say Tom Hanks would get it with Castaway, but Having saying that, I would go with. See, Leonardo DiCaprio wasn't that big a star by that point, was he?
Was that Ready to Rumble, Dave? The one with Coco Beware and Roddy Piper?
See, Russell Crowe, he was in a smash hit of a movie, so it would make sense. Tom Cruise, I'm not sure about that one. Leonardo DiCaprio, was he as big as he is now? No. Russell Crowe be up there?
No, and neither is Tom Cruise.
Jim Carrey?
No.
What about Samuel L. Jackson?
No. And Nicolas Cage and George Clooney are not there either.
I don't know, mate, this year, actually.
I need that. Music, don't I, for these?
Yeah.
Number 4, Mel Gibson.
Right. 4.
At number 3, no, Brad Pitt's not in there either. Number 3 is Julia Roberts.
Okay.
Number 2 is Mr. Hayden's favourite actor, Mr. Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks, yeah.
And at number 1 is Bruce Willis.
Bruce, what, from Breakable?
He also had the whole 9 yards. And
oh, yeah.
And he was practically in everything in the late 90s, wasn't he? So there's probably a lot of carryover.
Yeah, wow. Any chance best director is the Gladiators director?
No, that surprised me. The best director.
What, it's still what it was for?
Yeah. So just for those that are tuning in for the first time, I jumped to the year 2001 to find out who the best director was, because that was the film from the year 2000, because little Steve spits his dummy out every time I actually pick the one from the year before, because he has no chance.
What's the point? I mean, you've got no chance. We're reviewing movies, and then it's the year before. There's no chance. Honestly.
So, to be honest, it's a film that neither of us have mentioned, and the chat haven't mentioned it either yet. So okay. I don't know if it's one that people have actually seen or remember watching.
Go on then.
Steve Soderbergh with Traffic.
Traffic. Bloody hell. Jesus. I didn't realise it was that far back, to be fair. Traffic.
David Arquette was the WCW champion for about 2 months.
Because of that movie?
Not because of Traffic, no. They're talking about
it
in the chat. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he bought shares in WCW. And they were trying to bring some superstar power to it, and David Arquette was just going through Scream, and he'd been on Friends and whatever else. But yeah, he was a WCW champion for a while.
Right, so obviously it wasn't very well run, WCW, otherwise it'd still be with us.
No. When you've got the Ultimate Warrior fighting RoboCop, come on.
But the thing is, though, can you imagine how much of a slap in the face that is when you've got professional wrestlers that have been doing it for years, and an actor turns up that's skinnier than me and gets bloody champion, the championship.
Champion, yeah.
Yeah.
Highest grossing movies of the year 2000. Now, I'm going to say to you, you've not got a cat in hell's chance to get the first one.
You reckon?
Yeah. Unless you've Googled it while we've been talking.
Yeah, no. Okay. Well, go as the first one then.
The first one, no. Let's go through the process.
Oh, right, okay. Well, not skipping that then. We'll go through the process.
Yeah, we'll go through the process. So,
it's definitely not Gladiator.
Gladiator
although
is
that would be up there.
Number
3. Gladiator's up there, number 3. X-Men.
No.
Is it one I've mentioned?
It's one. Number 4 is one I've mentioned.
Hollow Man?
No,
Men of Honor?
no.
No, definitely not that. Hmm.
It's not Meet the Parents either, Dave and Joanne. Gladiator was in number 3. X-Men's not on the list.
American Psycho?
Neil. Sorry?
Is American Psycho up there?
No.
Do you like music by Huey Lewis in the News?
No, it's not The Beach either, Joanne. Although The Beach was a good film. One of Leonardo DiCaprio's first couple of movies, wasn't it, The Beach? And didn't All Saints do the soundtrack to it?
Yeah, well, yeah, Pure Shores or whatever it was called, the
Yeah.
song.
Okay, number 4, The Perfect Storm.
Hmm.
Number 3 was Gladiator.
All right.
Number 2 was not Unbreakable Jones. Sorry, Laney's favorite actor Tom Cruise in Mission Impossible 2.
Really?
Yeah, and at number 1, can you guess what number 1 was? If you've got in Mission Impossible 2 at number 2, can you guess what number 1 was? The highest grossing movie of the best year for films that we've reviewed so far.
Is it a Bond movie?
No.
It's not. It's not another Tom Cruiser, is it?
It's not Evan Brockovich, no. But I can forgive you for thinking it because that was a superb film. The highest grossing film for that year was How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
No. Christmas movie with all the kids.
How the Grinch Stole Christmas was the highest grossing movie of the year 2000.
That's
with
terrible.
all the films that we've mentioned, with all the actors that we've mentioned in the last 20 minutes of looking at this, that is the one that blew me right out of the water.
Wow. That's madness. Out of all those movies,
Yeah.
it's just timing, that, isn't it? It's so timing. Yeah, but I wouldn't. Donks, I would say it's a good film, but I wouldn't say it was top earner for that year.
Mm-hmm.
It was Jim. I would say the power of Jim Carrey as well.
Shabba and Tonks. Shabba was like, geez, I went to the cinema to watch it as well. Tonks love it. Yeah, I was just amazed when I saw that. When I was going through it, I thought you've not had a chance with that one at all. But yeah, it is a good year for review. That's all I can say.
Yeah, it was very difficult. It was a very difficult one, that.
I am now throwing the wheel on the screen. Let me know when you can see it.
Throw it away. Seen it.
Good stuff. Right. Let's spin and see what we've got this week.
Oh, she. 2010.
2010.
2010. That's another one. Another 10 years later, that bad boy.
2010, the year for review.
I'm happy with that one.
Yeah,
Another difficult one, I think.
that's going to be another interesting one.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, I think we have done the year 2000 to death. So let's go on to pickups of the week. So I'll start off, Steve, because mine's going to be quite quick. They usually are on
Done.
in and done.
Ooh, there's some Blu-rays.
Right. So last week I mentioned that I picked up some Blu-rays for the first time in forever. right? So
One field at least.
I picked up Enter the Dragon.
Nice.
I picked up Notorious.
Nice.
I picked up a copy of the Lego movie, Nanjaro movie. In fact, I tell you what, we picked up 5 copies of this because they were free in the charity shop. She was giving them away because they just been donated 500 copies of it, so we picked up a handful.
Nice.
And then the Steelbook of Wanted.
That's pretty sweet, that.
Yeah, so this is the one that's ringing its way down to you, Steve. So I don't know if I'm going to keep hold of it until we move house. Until you move house, not we move house. Yeah. Or,
Yeah, it's not a problem, mate. Don't bother paying for postage.
Or just throw it in the post. But it is in pretty good condition. It's a lovely case as well.
Nice, isn't it?
The art on the front of it.
Yeah, I do enjoy that film. You know, as cheesy as it is, I do enjoy that film.
Yeah, and you can't really see how the gold shines on the camera.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
When it's in person, it is a great looking case. And then for £2,
What is it?
zoom out so you can see it. There you go. It's one of those games rooms, card games.
Oh right, yeah.
So it's a movie buff quiz.
Oh.
So you get a card like that, and it's multiple choice. Gives you the question, gives you 4 possible answers.
Yeah.
So who turns out to be the alien when McCready tests his blood sample in the Thing? A. Clark, B. Palmer, C. Fox, Thooks, and D.
Sorry,
Windows.
what did you say? See what was it again? Fuchs.
So it gives you a 1 in 4 chance. It gives it multiple choice. So I
And I've got
thought,
a friend.
yeah,
50-50.
I thought that'd be quite good for us when we
Yeah, I'd call that.
some sort of quiz or.
Yeah, why not?
When we have friends around, we have game nights and we like doing quizzes and stuff like that. So I thought, yeah, why not for £2? I couldn't let that go. All the cards are in good condition and stuff. So yeah. And unfortunately, I haven't picked anything up this week. I have just been busy getting ready for stuff and
Busy.
Yeah, we went into Liverpool today, and there was very slim pickings today.
Was it?
Yeah.
Was it busy though, or?
No, town wasn't busy, but the shops just they had no good sales on, and yeah, there was no good sales, and
Yeah, I was just about to say that.
Yeah, there just wasn't much to pick up at all. Go on,
Hey
Steve.
man, sorry if I've missed you, Joan. How you doing? Oh yeah, so it's all on me then, is it? Okay, so I'll start with a
You're
couple.
the hoarder.
What do you mean hoarder? That's terrible.
I
So-
put the dirt on the end, didn't I?
Thanks, mate. So I was intrigued by this one, but it's only a DVD box set, but it's Kingdom Hospital, but it's a Stephen King presents. It's like 4 discs on it, so I'm guessing it's a series, so I'm going to give that a try. Just the first series of Fargo on DVD.
Mhm.
I'm going to watch it before I decide whether or not I want it on Blu-ray. I've heard of this film, but I've never picked it up, so I picked it up on DVD, Colour of the Night with Bruce Willis.
Yeah.
I'm not usually into foreign films, but I've heard of this one, so I picked it up, which is Of Gods and Men. But it
I like
says
that one, yeah.
best film not in English language. So, yeah, that'd be an interesting watch. I had to pick it up just because it was there. But Space Jam, A New Legacy, so I've not watched that yet, and I don't know if I can bring myself to it, but I've got it anyway. I fancied this for a while, but it was nice and cheap, so I picked it up midway.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Gang Related, which is a Film 101 movie. Now, there's a couple here. So, firstly, to go with the collection, I've got the Venom Let There Be Carnage on Blu-ray. I've been after this one a while, but I've never actually pulled the trigger and button, found it, or ordered it. But it was in CEX, so Room 237, which, if I remember rightly, is a 2010 possibly documentary about
The Shining.
The Shining. Correct. So I'm looking forward to that one. And then my big purchase of the week, which as soon as I saw it in CEX I had to have, is a limited edition The Dark Knight Rises Blu-ray disc set, limited edition set. I will open it for the sake of the video, because I had to clean it when I got it. It's obviously pre-owned, but it is stunning. Well, there it is with the cow.
See, to me, I would have picked up the Alien box set that you shared with me.
And obviously there's a disc in the back.
Yeah, I would have picked up the Alien box set with the alien fighting with the power loader myself.
But yes, so I was really, really chuffed with that. So I'm really happy. But now I've got to figure out how to get it back in the box again. It's that way.
I don't know where we're going tomorrow. I sort of leave that sort of decisions with Lana, and I just taxi driver.
Oh, you're driving.
So hopefully I can pick some good stuff up. I am keeping my eye out for these deals and whatever else. And as you know, Steve, when we went shopping in Torquay, you know that I've got an eye for certain things, but I just wasn't willing to pay in their prices. But I do like to pick stuff up. So hopefully I can find something nice for my collection.
This is, I mean,
you know you're in charge, babe. I just don't deny it anymore.
How rude. But yeah, like I say, for the sake of it, I'm going to probably keep it in the box, but it's a nice box set, that. So I'm chuffed with that. But I've been looking for that 237, room 237, for a little while. So yeah, that was.
So are you gonna buy that carpet for your movie room in your new house?
Well, can you imagine? That'd be amazing, wouldn't it?
That would be ace.
It'd probably kill me, but that would be well worth it.
That would be amazing, having the carpet in your movie room.
You know, I wonder if you could. I wonder if you can get it.
I'm sure you could. I'm sure you could.
Look at that.
Right.
But yeah, it's, I thought that was a good buy. And then, like I said, that Stephen King thing is a bit interesting. Kingdom Hospital.
Mm. So, is there anything that you've got your eye on that you'd like to pick up for the new house?
No, not necessarily. Just because we've got stuff going on with, obviously, we want to extend as well. So, I think I'd just be happy if I can continue my spending spree. As to the life I've become accustomed, sort of thing. I'd be happy with that, but realistically, I think we're going to have to get the room sorted out first. We don't need any additional decorating. It's just doing the garage and possibly the loft. So
we were talking about getting a downstairs extension done on here, but we can't decide if it's going to be an extension to the dining, putting the dining room in.
Yeah,
where I prefer to eat on the couch, really watching TV, than sitting at the dining table. Yes, I am, and then I'm a slob when it comes to that. But I prefer to put a pool table in there. We can't agree what we do with an extension. I'd love a pool table, you know. But yeah, a dining table or an extension to the living room or something like that will probably be. Right, we'll move on to Free For All. I'll put the link in the chat in a second. So, this is the segment in the show where we open it up to you guys. Please feel free to come on. Tell us what you've been watching, what you've picked up. If you've just got any film or TV series that you've got that springs to mind that you want to discuss. I take it we've all watched Cobra Kai by now.
No.
Right,
Next.
I'm going to paste an advert in the chat now for a new co-host for the show. So,
Mate, no, it doesn't work like that.
if anyone fancies it, please apply. How have you not watched Cobra Kai yet?
I've every counted how many DVDs. Well, let me. I'll come back to that one, Tongs. I was going to put it on. I'll tell you what it was. Right, is today I was going to put it on, and I started watching and this is strange to me because I don't usually watch it, but I started watching a Polish movie, right, called "How I Fell in Love with a Gangster,"
Right.
which is based on a true story on Netflix. However, when I started watching it, what I didn't realise is it's like over 3 hours long. So as much as I've enjoyed, I ended up turning it off after about an hour and a half, 2 hours, because I just had stuff to do. But I'd planned to sort of sit there and get through a few of them. But I will get through it. Yeah, Chris had mentioned about Hellbound. So Joanna put obviously quickly on there before we miss it. I picked up a Cold and Big Nemo. I had to take to bigger washing machine. He doesn't fit in mine, too fat. Wow.
So, do you know the big teddies that you get, like the big unicorns and whatever? I've got a habit of picking them up and just sending them home with the kids because it drives the mum nuts. So,
wow.
So every time we're in the charity shop and I see a big one, it's like I've got to pick it up.
Big Steve confession time here. Right, Tonks. No, as I said to Steve earlier on, my Blu-rays at last count about 2 years ago was about 4,000, so I've probably got a lot more than that now. DVD wise, I actually didn't realise how many DVDs I had until I started moving them to the storage this week. It was alarming how many boxes of DVDs I have. So I'm going to have to slim them down. All my TV stuff is still here, but the other stuff I'm going to have to slim down at some point, I think. But I will let you know as soon as I can. I'd like to do a video one day, especially of the Blu-rays when they are in order. Do sort of my collection, if you like. I'm going to ignore. Oh, just watching Derry Goes. I started watching that. It's quite enjoyable. That was not my program. What's that? So, stay close.
That's on my watch list. Hellbound's on my watch list as well. I
Yeah,
quite like the Korean series at the moment. One I have started watching today, this morning, while we were getting ready to go out, was that Wu Assassins on Netflix. That's come back out. That's quite an old series, but it's got the martial artist in from The Raid and a couple of other people. That's been a good series. Who's your favourite character from Cobra Kai? Shabba's picked Johnny and Hawk, and then he's put, yep, I picked 2. Who's your favourite character? I quite like Sam. I think she's turning into a right little bitch. Well, you haven't seen this. You haven't seen the series, so she's been this little goody all the way through it, hasn't she? You know, I'm not going to do. And then she's turning more like Tori.
Turning more like Tori.
Yeah, it's quite good.
I think
the bad boy of karate is meant to be coming into the next season, isn't he? So he's either going to be Tori's dad or Miguel's dad, isn't he? You know, because
I think the best entertainment I've seen this week is Boris Johnson trying to get out of his. I wasn't really at that party. No, I was at that party, but don't investigate. We're investigating it, so don't say anything.
It wasn't a party; it was a work thing. It was
it was a work thing. I walked out there and I had no idea. It was proper Oscar performance, that bad boy.
Yes, you're right. The old man from Squid Game sounds won the Golden Globe.
Wow, that's amazing. That.
Yeah. Yeah.
Would he have got that far if it had blown up on Netflix?
I don't know. But I'm glad to see series like that are blowing up because there is a few that ducked under the radar when they were first out, and now they come back, and because of Squid Game, look at Alice in Borderlands, for example.
Yeah.
Not many people watched that for the first time round, and then when Netflix brought it back, everyone was like, "Wow, this new series!" And it's not a new series; it was before Squid Games. It was,
Made that. They said that I would, if it wasn't for like Squid Games and things like that, and especially Money Heist. I mean, I literally was sat there yesterday watching a dubbed Polish movie. I would never have bothered with it. Do you know what I mean? But it's actually been quite entertaining. I am looking forward to watching the last hour of it. But it was getting to a point where it was getting too loud downstairs and I couldn't concentrate. So I thought, I'm going to have to turn it off for now. But with it being on Netflix, it was... I thought, well, I can just carry on from where I left off. But if it wasn't for programs like that, where it's sort of getting... I've had a bit more experience watching these things. I would never have put on anything that was remotely not English.
I tell you what I watched yesterday while I was getting ready or preparing was the Eternals. I finally got around to watching the Eternals. It came out free yesterday on Disney Plus.
Oh, it is free on Disney Plus now.
It's now free on Disney Plus. It came out yesterday. So as soon as it popped up that it's now available, it was hit the play button, get it watched. I'm glad it's technically a standalone movie.
Right.
It's not part of the MCU, although a couple of the characters will be coming back in to the MCU.
Right.
But it makes me wonder how much punishment our little planet can take with people turning a blind eye to it all.
Okay.
Because you've got... obviously, we get attacked by aliens. We have killer AI that rips whole continents out of the ground. We get constantly invaded by supposedly gods. We have half the population snapped out of existence. And in this one now, you've got a celestial that just appears above the planet, opens up the clouds and just pulls somebody off the planet. And you're like, wow, no one's batting an eyelid at this. And they're all going, so where were you when Thanos attacked? Oh, well, we don't get involved in stuff like that. We just sit here for the last 500 years and not do anything.
Great, yeah.
Yeah, and you're like, oh, right, okay, yeah.
See, here's one. So Tonks has put, have you seen Wrath of Men?
No.
Well, I reckon I saw that ages ago. Because it's Jason Statham, innit?
Yes.
I think for some reason I did watch it quite a while back. And then obviously recently, in the last 6 months or so, it's blew up on Prime. So I don't know whether it's just because it started coming out to a free. But I enjoyed that. It's a good movie, that. It's worth a watch.
Yeah. I'd watch The Eternals, Sam and Bell. That watch it. It's worth a watch. It's not as action-packed as some of the other Marvel films, and it's not as shit as Shang-Chi. So if you like Shang-Chi, you'd like this. Yeah.
I enjoyed Shang-Chi.
Kit Harison's character, though, that Kit Harrison from Game of Thrones and Pompeii, and his character's meant to be the Black Knight, and because it's technically classed as a standalone, they're not sure if he's going to be in the MCU or whatever. But they're introducing us to the whole new Avengers. So now that you've lost, because they do mention in the fact now that you've lost Steve and you've lost Tony, you're talking about Steve Rogers and Tony Stark, and they're asking who's going to fill those roles in the film. And Icarus says, well, I can do it. I can be the new Captain America. And everyone just laughs at him. But they're starting to bring in the characters that in the comics do fill in the sort of supporting roles to the Avengers.
Well, we had that in the thingy, though, didn't we?
Yeah.
I say Winter Soldier, but you know what I mean. Winter Soldier
so maybe not in Phase 4, maybe in Phase 5, we might get a whole new Avengers lineup. because there's still a couple of them that exist. There's still the Hawkeye, there's still Hulk, there's still Thor. Ant-Man's in there now, isn't he? He's been a mainstay for a while. So we've still got an Avengers lineup. So all these little characters that they're bringing in will probably be the new Avengers in Phase 5 for mine.
Yeah, got it.
No, it doesn't always boil down to Marvel, Chris. We're just we're just sick of talking about shit B movies. So yeah, that's my prediction for it. Anyway.
Is that part of the show where we talk about Marvel? With a bit of aliens and a bit of Star Trek.
It's not that I like Marvel or anything,
Bless you.
But yeah, go and watch the Eternals. But I don't think they pull off the standalone movie as well as they could have. But yeah, definitely watch it.
Called Missing was out in 2009. Okay.
How much have I watched this week? Like I say, I've just been getting stuck into Star Trek again. What have you been watching, Steve?
Like I say, I mean, to be fair, apart from, I think the week started off, we caught up on The Apprentice because she missed it on Thursday night. So we watched it Friday. That's just terrible. I do enjoy the programme, but they're just thick as pig shit.
We've watched the first one. I think we might be
technically, we do talk about movies and series, so we might as well. What was that logo?
the bending turd that was supposed to be,
Not a single bit of advertising on it as to what the brand was.
So while we're going down the anyone seen Spider-Man 15?
He's taking a piss, isn't
he? While we're talking series, have you watched Screw on Channel 4?
Oh no, I've seen it. I've seen some stuff on
it. We've watched that this week. That has been really, really good. I did enjoy that. And we've watched Celebrity Coach Trip. We're up to date with that, the new series. We've got The Apprentice. You've got Dragon's Den. That started again this week, hasn't it? So all the good shows from BBC have started to appear again.
I give up on that, to be fair, the Dragon's Den. It used to be really good when it was like, was it Levi Roots and stuff like that?
Yeah.
But nowadays, I don't keep up with it. The only one we do keep up on really with that is The Apprentice. But that's been off for last year, hasn't it? So
go and watch Screw on Channel 4 about the prison. And that was quite good. Afterlife 3's out tomorrow. Is it?
If Chris knows about it, then it definitely is.
Ooh, that's good. I don't know where they can take that, though. Afterlife.
He's obviously found something.
He
doesn't usually do more than 2 series of something, though.
No.
A bit like Peter Kay with that, isn't it? He doesn't tend to do more than 2 series of something.
But yeah, Screw. Young girl gets a job as a prison guard, goes in, no training, doesn't know what to expect, and things just escalate.
Wow.
Yeah, it is a good series. So go and watch that, and we can talk about it in 6 months' time when you finally get around to doing it.
Whatever.
The last couple of weeks, we've been talking about these big movies, and there has been a couple of polls I've seen in some of the other Facebook groups that I'm part of that we talk about our stuff in.
Yeah.
Are movies getting too long? And are we just expecting to see a 3-hour blockbuster with every movie now?
I think we are. I think for a nation that is especially the newer generations, haven't got the patience. I don't think some of them have got the patience nowadays for a lot of things. Their attentions change. They change quite quickly. But to counteract that, they're making the movies a lot longer. Like I said to you, that movie I started watching yesterday. It's a 3 hours and 5 minute movie. It's hardly a blockbuster. It's just based on a true story. You know, but even I balked at that. But then you look at something like Justice League and the Snyder cut of that, and that's over 4 hours long. You know, I think we are expecting to get more in the movie now.
Do you think we can?
Seems almost short. An hour and a half. It seems really short now. I think that's probably telling where we're up to with it.
Do you think you can get the same level of entertainment or content in an hour and a half film than you would do in a 3 hour film with a lot of build up?
I think this is one of the things for me is that you look at it and you go, it's like tonight. You know, after this, I might think, well, hey, dude. I might think, you know what, I'll shove on a movie. But then I struggle to find anything that's under 2.5 hours long.
I see Bell's managed to get the mustard throw after all, eh, Chris?
Oh,
yeah, can't deny it, unfortunately. Just turn the volume up, I can't hear you.
Terrible. Look at the state.
I'm not staying for long. I only came on for a minute because I wanted to give you my review of Dune.
Oh, yes, go on. Did you watch it?
Kind of.
Well, if you didn't bloody watch it, there's no point giving me a review.
Right. Here's my review. 15 minutes in, they could have cut half an hour out of it. And 3 minutes later, we turned it off.
Wow.
Really?
Just did not like it at all. I couldn't get into it. They're so dragged out. They make these things so complicated with all the different bloody planets and clans, and I ain't got a clue what's going on.
Have you ever read the book?
No.
No. So the original 80s film,
You've got it going now.
Sit back, people. Skips through a lot of the backstory and just gives you the highlights of what's going on, and then gets into the action and then finishes. So that whole first film is the first book. So this film takes us about halfway through the first book, but
right.
it builds out so much of the backstory of everything that's going on for people that have never read the book. So you know you're in trouble when you see part 1 on the title screen.
And that's exactly what I said to Belle. When it come up, part 1, I just went, oh, for fuck's sake, part 1. And then you look at the time, it's like 3 hours, and that just goes on to what you just said. A film's getting too long. Yes, they are. It don't need to be that long.
No.
I just felt like that first sort of, as it does in a lot of films, like the first half an hour, you know, you might as well not bother. Just put it into 5 minutes.
Yeah.
But I think that's what puts me off sitting and watching movies all the time with sometimes, because I'm like, if I've got the energy, then I could probably do an hour and a half of a movie, 2 hours at a push. But when you look at it, you're like, hang on, this is nearly 3 hours long.
Yeah.
You've got to have that time dedicated to it.
There was a lot of Dune that was setting up backstories of characters that weren't major characters, and they've changed a lot of characters, like the Baron Harkonnen. He's more. They've picked up different aspects of him in this film than they did do from the original film, but the book, he's such a wide character in the book.
Yeah.
It doesn't come across that what he is in this new film.
Yeah.
You're just thinking, why are we fighting this Baron thing? And all he does is float up and down with big curtains on. But in the second half of the film part 2, you're probably going to see a lot more of the Baron Harkonnen coming out. But it's, they've built it in a way where they can build on the other stories of the books. There's about 5 or 6 other books. And if you understand what's going on in this one, they probably release 8 film series on the back of the other books. But
Yeah.
that's a good example of, could we get that level of entertainment in a 2-hour film instead of a 3-hour film and get the whole story in
Yeah.
one film
Yeah.
instead
I
of
mean,
over 2 or 3?
The thing is, when you look at something like not so much the Avengers, but like Endgame and stuff like that, that was something they had built years to get to that point. So you're invested like, I don't know, what, 15, 20 movies to
Yeah.
get to that point. Whereas with some of these things, there is literally like you've got no investment at all, and you're expected to sit there for 3 hours. You know, and I think that's where it's different. With an action movie or something like that, you don't really notice the time as much.
Well, I mean, on that subject, we actually put on the first Avatar this week. Not seen it for years, so with the new one coming out, I thought we'd watch it again.
Yeah.
And that's one of them films where, yes, it's long, but I still enjoyed it, even though it was really long.
Yeah.
It's still a really enjoyable film. So I'm actually quite looking forward to that next one coming out now, because I've forgotten a lot about it.
I haven't watched Avatar for a while, but with the Avatar though, even with the down parts of the film, the bits where they're teaching the Navajo, is it?
Navajo, yeah.
Yeah, the name of the aliens, where they're teaching them and they're playing basketball and stuff like that. There's a lot of downtime in the film, but it's all still showing you the scientific research, the relationship building and stuff with them, where you get other films where there is such downtime in it and you're thinking, I haven't watched anything for 20 minutes here apart from what
Nothing's happened, literally. Yeah.
No, I just like, I mean, I like films to be a bit snappier. I don't think there's any need for the dragged out stuff. I mean, I said to Belle, because we watched The Greatest Showman again for about the 20th time this week. And I said to Belle, sort of after the first 10 minutes, I said, now that's how you open a film. They show, they explained the whole of their life and backstory in one 5-minute song.
Yeah.
And it's like, right, 5 minutes. I know what's going on. I know who all the characters are. And now we're ready to actually get right into the film. And that's how things should be, not half an hour of nothingness.
I almost picked up a copy of The Greatest Showman this week, and then I remembered my disdain for musicals.
Have you seen it, Steve?
No.
Oh, come off it, mate. It's great.
Absolutely love it. Seriously, I can watch it over and over again.
Sounds like you have been, to be fair.
We have. I mean, how many times have we watched it?
Whenever we can't decide what to watch.
Yeah, if ever we're looking through the Blu-rays, like, or the DVDs, what should we put on? And we can't decide. It's like, let's just put Great Showman back on.
Evening, Belle. How are you feeling?
Better than I was.
Yeah, we've got that question from Tori.
Yeah, better than I was. It's turned from being ill to being snotty now, which I don't know which is better.
Yeah,
There you go.
it's definitely going round.
Look who's on there.
Hey, look at that, eh? But yeah, it's a great, it's a good movie.
Watch us.
It's a good movie.
I
They
always
can't figure out
watch
what
it.
to
I
watch.
mean,
They
sometimes
just
I might not
finished.
watch live, but I always watch the next day because I always looking for something to have on while I'm working. So
Can I just say it's my idea to put you on the big screen?
yeah.
Thanks, Belle.
Do you want to see some of my movie collection while we're here?
Yeah, go on, mate. We might as well.
It's a bit
Let's see.
different,
Let's see how you set it up. We didn't
Yeah,
get
I'll
to
show
see
you.
most of it when you're doing your earwax video.
Yeah, the earwax.
Bear in mind, it's not all out yet. Some of it I've had to put back in the loft because I just haven't got the room for it. I need the lights to just fire up in here. Hang on.
Shocking.
You want me to get the hamster to run a bit faster?
It's, you know what it is? They're energy saving lights and they take about 5 minutes to brighten up. How do I turn the thing round? Can I turn it round on this mobile thing? Camera. I bet I can't turn it round. Hang on. Oh, there we go.
There we go. Look at that.
Right. So I've got some gaps where I can put some more stuff, but like this fella here, he's a big one. Just a few bits in there.
I like that Harley Quinn, Chris.
My main one. Oh, there's me my 2 big Jurassic Parks.
Massive.
I couldn't get over the size of them until we were unpacking them.
Yeah, they were big.
I'm missing 2. I need a Mosasaurus, the fish thing, the whale, and I need is it a Brontosaurus, the big long neck one. Right, so yeah, I've got. This is one of my favourite.
That's cool.
That's worth a bit of money, that one. See you there.
Loving the Terminator. And Scream, yeah, that's thing at the minute, isn't it?
Annabelle in the background there. Oh, there's my Exorcist.
Oh yes.
And then this bit here's got all my Walking Dead stuff on it.
Oh yeah.
I've got some larger figures.
They look cool, they do, Chris.
And then some smaller ones. I've left some in the packets, like at the back there.
Yeah, I like the Negan. That's good.
Yeah. What else have I got? And then I had to give it an extra shelf. I didn't realise how many I had. Some like mid-sized ones that I got in a haul recently. And then next one, Jurassic Park stuff.
Oh yeah, there's the cup.
There's the mug that I said that.
Yeah, it's down
out on
there.
that.
Mm-hmm.
At the bottom is Gremlins. Got some tiki mugs there.
Oh yeah, tiki mugs for Gremlins. That's cool.
Yeah. And then over here,
Wilson.
that's like some Tom Hanks stuff there. So
Yeah, there's Big and Forrest Gump, is it?
yeah, and
And
Castaway.
Castaway.
Some Back to the Future's got 2 shelves.
That's fine.
There's
Tell you
me
what I
with the
did
top
see
there.
today was. I tell you what I did see today was Back to the Future sunglasses in game.
Oh yeah.
What?
Do you know the sunglasses that Martin
Oh, yeah.
McFly wears? They're
Yeah.
selling them in game.
Oh, I'll have to look at that.
Got me Jaws fish on the wall that sings.
That's cool.
And then over here we've got another big.
Jason.
So I've got a big one there and a big one there.
Is that Apollo Creed there?
Just there. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Oh, it's Rocky. I thought it was Apollo Creed for a second.
Sorry, yeah.
Marv.
Yeah, so I've got some spaces there. And then over on this side, we've got my Walking Dead head.
Every front room needs a Walking Dead head,
Michonne's sword.
which I really wanted, but they wouldn't let me have.
Bit of Al.
I think Bell would have quite happily give it you.
I know. I could have traded her for that tyre.
Some Greatest Showman pops. They were a present from me to Belle, actually, weren't they, babe?
Yeah, well done on that one, Chris. I'm glad she's really enjoying them.
Yeah, she's loving them. I bought them her for Christmas. And then some little daubs at the bottom.
Yeah, cool.
That Predator one looks familiar.
Yeah.
Oh, you've got
You
the
got-
Alien one as well. Never noticed that.
Have I? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Ava, oh yeah.
You probably can't see that properly. I don't know if you can see it. Oh, here you go, Big Steve.
I do like that Bumblebee statue. That's quite cool.
That is cool, isn't it?
Actually,
That's Bumblebee Pig.
that's a pretty big one, that.
Yeah, that's nice.
It's the Optimus Prime Voyager one from the first movie.
Is it worth
Oh.
anything, that, Steve?
It's probably worth about 30-40 quid, mate.
Oh, that's not bad. Happy with that. Oh, he's quite a big one. This Wally.
Wally, yeah.
He makes noises
cool.
and stuff. And then,
I like the Universal plate. That's cool.
yeah, I picked that one up recently. Off, I got it for like, I don't know, £5 or something.
What, a Vinted or something?
Possibly eBay or Vinted. I'm not sure.
Oh,
Wow.
so you actually kept the pop figure of Beast, did you? In the end,
Where is it?
down that the next year group moving head one.
Yeah, the blue
Oh,
thing
yeah,
that's
that-
that
oh,
beat.
that
that
one.
is cool.
I just kept it. Yeah, I don't know. I just kept it for now because I couldn't be bothered deciding what I was doing with it all.
That's cool.
And Nice little baseball there. That's cool. And then I did a special section for Belle's Harry Potter stuff.
Yeah, that seems like a lot of stuff she's got there compared to everything else you've got.
Yeah, the special section that will probably end up in the loft when he gets the rest of it down, you mean?
Well, it's the highest point of the house at the minute, isn't it? And then it goes to the loft next. Yeah, I like that. That's cool.
And then we've got some Ghostbusters stuff and probably... I've got gaps here I can fill in.
That's Stranger Things as well, yeah.
Yeah, I got Stranger Things shelf. Bit behind on that series, to be honest.
The new series.
I like the
outstanding,
label for
isn't
this
it?
stick thing.
And then just some more. Aren't we behind? Oh, right, okay. Well, apparently we're not behind.
Yeah, the new series is out soon.
And then,
Yeah, that's cool.
Godzilla.
so that's how it is at the moment. This is like our dining room here. So
Can I, Peter? I did see your comment, mate, and no, I've not seen
Okay.
Upside Down yet, but I'll get it on me watch list. If you come over to YouTube instead of on Facebook, we're on movies. If you search Movie Chats on YouTube, you'll find us there. You can come and join in properly on the chat and stuff like that. And if you get Facebook to recognise you as a user via YouTube as well, your name will come up instead of Facebook user.
I'm still
Yeah.
on the thing. Get me
Upside
off
Down.
there.
Upside Down, is that the one about the with Brian? Is it Bryan Cranston in? And Rock's best mate,
Kevin Hart.
Kevin Hart. Yeah, is that Upside Down?
I don't know. I'll have to see what it is, but I'll get.
If it is, then yeah, I've seen it.
If Peter's saying watch it, it must be good. So
Leave it.
I'll get it on there. But no, that looks like it's coming on quite nicely. That Chris, are you
Yeah.
planning on putting any more shelves up or?
Probably, yeah. Once we've.
Oh no, it's not. It's a different film.
Bell's looking at me now, so I said probably, yeah. But there's a little bit of room there to add a few more.
You've got at least half a front room to fill there, Chris.
Yeah, I've got space in here as well.
Nope.
And I've noticed you've not put your Man City pictures up in the office yet either.
No,
Yes.
I haven't.
About that.
I can just imagine the daggers we're getting off Bell for mentioning the Man City
Yeah.
pictures.
So shocking, absolutely shocking. I can't believe she won't let you do that. Everything you do for her, mate, and you know.
True. Right, I'm gonna go.
All
I'm
right,
gonna leave
guys,
you
thank
to
you
it.
for popping on.
No worries.
Appreciate it. Bud.
We'll carry on watching in the background.
Thank you, guys.
Oh, Chris, before you go, have you got a recommendation for movie homework?
Oh shit. Let me have a look on me. Let me have a look on the. Well, maybe Belle could recommend something.
Yeah, get Bell to recommend
Great
one.
Showman.
No.
I knew that was coming. I knew it.
Everyone's seen that.
Yeah, but Chris, he hasn't. It
Yeah,
might
but he
just
won't watch
change
it, will he?
If it's homework, mate, you know me. I always do my homework.
Yeah, apart from the weeks when you say, "Oh, I haven't watched it this week."
Yeah, I'm not the only one there, Steve.
Come on, babe, give us another one. They need something.
I don't know. This is as bad as when you're trying to pick a film.
Yeah, she said it's as bad as when we try and pick a film.
If you think about one, put one in the comments, and if we haven't had any other suggestions, we'll go with that.
All right, okay, all right.
All right then.
It's already
Have a good
suggested
evening,
it,
guys.
mate.
What do you say?
It's already suggested, hadn't you?
Greatest Showman.
Yeah.
I think
Gotta
that's
stick to that.
that's
Okay.
Go on then,
looking
Greatest
forward to it.
Showman.
We'll go with the Greatest Showman then. I'll bring myself to go and get a copy tomorrow, and we'll watch it.
Okay, let us know what you think.
And I'll even take a screenshot of me watching it, and I'll post it in our message.
Yeah, I want
chat,
proof.
you
I want
know, I'm not
evidence
just
for this on.
making it up.
And you have to watch it start to finish. There's no after 15 minutes giving up on it.
No, I'll watch it from start to finish. You go back and watch Dune, and we'll talk about that. movie
All
next
right,
week.
okay.
Yeah.
I actually wanted to watch it.
All right, guys. Have a good
All right.
evening. Catch
See
you
you guys.
later.
Take care, guys.
Everyone in
Thank
the
you.
chat. Bye.
Wow.
Good ending now. Can't get
Genius.
So yeah, there you go. So that was Chris's movie room, and yeah, that hurt carrying those boxes up the stairs, knowing what's in them, and not being able to take one home.
And play with them and look at them.
They're not toys, Steve. They're collectibles. You don't play with them. You
No, I
open
know,
them for
but the thing is, right,
purposes.
we get there and they're all packed up. We leave and they're all packed up. It's like, oh, you know.
Yeah, the next
look-
day, the next day, the whole house is packed up, but there's movie stuffs out.
Yeah, exactly.
No, okay, oh right. Well, I'll tell you what then. I'll bite the bullet this week and I'll watch The Greatest Showman for homework.
Okay. Unless anybody else has got any suggestions, I think that's a good idea.
Okay, so I've put the link back in the chat, guys. So please feel free to join on. Peter, move over to come and find us on YouTube, because you can see the rest of the comments and stuff like that instead of being on Facebook.
Which Peter is it?
Sorry,
Who is it?
Peter's one of the gentlemen that we met when we were on holiday down in Devon the first time.
Oh, okay. Nice to meet you, mate. I didn't. It just says you Facebook user for me.
Yeah, so he was wandering around the Doctor Who museum when we were in, and we got talking about Star Trek.
And 3 hours later, you were BFFs.
Yeah,
As you were still sitting there talking about it.
So yeah, come and find us on YouTube, and you can subscribe and join in the chat in there as well.
Appreciate it. If you do.
Um,
I think that's pretty much it, mate. When it comes down to it, I think we've got The Greatest Showman, and 2010.
yes. So what are you going to watch this week, Steve? Are you going to watch The Last Dragon? Or
Yeah, we'll do. Yeah,
okay, and you're going to get through Cobra Kai, so we can talk about Cobra Kai next week.
yes, I'll get through Cobra Kai.
Okay, that's fine. So we can discuss it. Right, you can find us on YouTube via Movie Chats. So don't forget to like and subscribe. We are also on Facebook for Movie Chats and Film Geeks, the page. I think most of you are already members on there. There is some really good reviews on there and some really good film suggestions as well to get through. And if you've got anything that you'd like to share with us, please feel free to post it on there or leave a comment on the chat on this video, and we'll discuss it next week. We are on Instagram as Movie Chats 2021, not Movie Twats, Movie Chats 2021. And we share stuff that we pick up or just general photos and stuff like that, don't we?
Yeah, absolutely. To be fair, I was going to put them on this week, but then I thought, no, I don't want to share them just yet because I want to do it for the chat.
Well, I did pick up these Blu-rays, and Lana was like, don't put them on Instagram because you've got nothing for pick up for the week. And I'm like, right, okay.
I think probably the best thing to do is probably pop them on afterwards if we don't want to show it straight off the bat.
Yeah. So
Fair enough.
please like the video, because the likes do help us, and it does push us up the.
Yeah, I really appreciate that, the big guys. Please.
And I've got it on good authority that we're not so far away from Steve's first video.
Yes, absolutely. I'm hoping to get it out next week. So now I've done what I needed to do in here, and little man is at school. I've got no excuses. So hopefully I can get one out next week.
So keep your eye out for that, guys. It's been 8 months in the making.
Hey.
Right.
Whatever.
And on that bombshell, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to end the show there. Have a good week. We'll catch you next week. And
Guys, take care. Appreciate it.
see you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.